guys, I saw a fantastic movie called Take Shelter with Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain. By the way, I love Jessica Chastain. She's one of my favorite actresses right now, so I just wanted to put that out there. She's incredible. I'll put a link to the trailer for Take Shelter, but basically I'll talk about spoilers in a little bit and I'll warn you beforehand, but right now you're good. It's really interesting. It's like, if you like the movie Signs by M. Night Shyamalan, which is like my favorite movie ever, then you'll really like this. It's really thought-provoking and really interesting, and, you know, I can see how some people can say it's a little bit slow at times, but I didn't think it was slow at times at all. I guess I'll get into that more in the spoiler parts, but yeah, it's a really fantastic movie. Should have been Oscar nominated, and I really suggest that you guys see it. Again, if you look at the trailer, and it seems like a movie that you'd want to watch, I really suggest that you do it because it's definitely worth watching. Now I'm going to talk about spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, then you don't want to know what happens, which you definitely shouldn't watch this if you haven't seen it, and you plan on watching it, because that would make me angry for you. So turn off the video now and come back to it after you watch the movie. Okay, so I guess I'll begin with one thing that I really liked about this movie. The whole, like, idea of hearing. His daughter, Michael Shannon and Jessica Chastain's daughter, is deaf in the movie. And they used that sense in a lot of different ways in this movie. Like, they sort of carried it onto a lot of Michael Shannon's character. Because, you know, his daughter's deaf, and throughout the movie there are times where he almost, like, he's not deaf, but you get the feeling, like, because a lot of the times in the movie, my battery just died, but one of the things in the movie is that Michael Shannon's character will be talking to other people, and they'll say something to him and he won't hear them, and it's almost like he's deaf also. So they do, like, a lot of interesting things with that. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting how they just played around with the idea of hearing and the fact that she's deaf. There was definitely a lot of that carried out throughout the whole movie. Another thing that I loved was, I mean, Jessica Chastain is incredible. She's one of my favorite actresses right now, and she is so inspiring. Her performances are flawless. I just remembered I took notes for this movie, so I'm gonna read what I wrote. There's a part of this movie where Jessica Chastain and Michael Shannon's characters are talking in their room, and she's basically, you know, because he's you know, going crazy pretty much, and she is, like, giving a just incredible performance, just so good, and she's getting frustrated with him, and she just wants to know what the hell's going on, and you know, and it's so interesting because you could see that Michael Shannon's character so desperately wants to just get rid of it. Like, he wants to make his problem go away. So what he does is, you know, he takes too many of those pills, and then he has that seizure, just as, like, a character development thing. And also one of the main reasons why I love this movie is because of the character dynamics. I just love watching good actors and with good writing. Like, that's enough for me. I can watch people transform into other people, and that's enough for me. So that was pretty much what this movie is, and I loved it. So for them to show the fact that he really does want to get rid of it, like, he's so desperate, he has no other choice, like, he can't fix it. So he gets to that desperate point where he just takes all the pills, and then it, you know, it turns out to be not good. But to see them both struggle so much with what they so just desperately want to happen, and they can't fix it, I don't know, it was really good. Now the whole thing with the storm. Storms are always really interesting to use in a movie for a lot of different reasons, but, you know, storms historically mean that, you know, it's foreshadowing something bad's going to happen. You could just do a lot of symbolic stuff with storms. But it's the way that the movie ended was like, I wanted to cry with joy. I was so happy because towards the end of the movie, when they end up going into the cellar and it's, you know, the storm, and you think, oh, it's happening, it's happening. And then when Jessica Chastain's character says, you know, I don't hear anything, there's nothing, the storm's over, there's nothing there, let us out. I thought that this movie was going to take a really weird turn, and he was going to end up, like, keeping them, you know, captive in there, and he was never going to open the doors, and I thought that they were, like, going to die in there. I honestly thought that was where it was going to go, which would have been interesting and scary, but, and sad, because, yeah, obviously. That definitely could have been, you know, a possible way that this movie was going to go, especially, like, I thought he was going to do something crazy, like, swallow the key or something, like, I don't know. At this point, he's really sort of lost his mind. So, yeah, the fact that he did let them out, I felt so relieved. I felt like claustrophobic in that cellar, especially when he wouldn't let them out. I was like, get me out of here. Of course, I was sitting on my couch, but yeah, so that was really good. And the way that the movie ended with the storm in the reflection of the window was so satisfying. Like, that was the perfect ending ever. I was so glad that they ended it that way. So yeah, the ending was perfect. I loved it. I loved everything about this movie. And again, some people probably would think that it's slow, but because I just like watching characters, and so it was enough for me to just see him at, his counselor's office, or to see, to sort of just see him live his life. So that was enough for me, but I can see, a lot of people being like, well, this is boring. This movie was excellent. I just loved it so much, and I really recommend you guys see it, or actually at this point you've probably seen it already. So comment below what you thought of it, and thank you for watching.